Yo, YouTube was good. So I'm gonna do a quick trade breakdown. I did some dumb shit. I was live trading, but um I accidentally was recording myself instead of the screen. I don't know why I did that dumb shit, but like next time I got y'all, I'm gonna make sure I'm recording the live process. But this is basically a little live trade breakdown. So I'm gonna go over the trades I took, the trades I marked up for everybody, you know what I'm saying? So look, basically when I came to the chart this morning, we had GU. I saw a double bottom. I saw a break of structure. Okay. So then I drew up this demand zone, and then I'm like, okay, we get rejection, whatever. We could get in. So I ended up getting in aggressive because I saw a little bit of rejection, and then and on top of that, the zone was very small. So I got in right here. You could have gotten in right here. You could have even gotten two entries if you wanted to. Um, and then after that, I'm like, okay, so uh, I was like, this is my first target right here, these highs. And then after that, I'm looking and I'm like, okay, where can price go next? So this was the first area I had marked up, and then this was the second area I had marked up. If you notice, this is a little range, you know what I'm saying? So if price closes in here, maybe it could fill the range. So price started pushing up, and then they gave me a little rejection right here, but I didn't get out yet because I'm like, okay, maybe if we could push back up and get a close in here, then we'll get out the trade. But if it started coming back down and broke here, then I was gonna get out of the trade. So long story short, we ended up breaking above, and then I moved my stop loss. Um, we broke and closed, so I moved my stop loss right here. So that was me securing about 24, 25 pips. Cause yeah, cause I think I got in a little bit before, cause I know it was 25 pips. So so yeah, I secured 25 pips or whatever. And once we close in here, I'm like, my thought process was okay. If we could break this high right here, which we did, then we might go ahead and fill this range. And then I would have closed at about 40 pips. But we ended up coming back into the range, closing in here, and now we're dropping. I expect price to come down here. Maybe even it could even continue down. I don't know because overall this was kind of a counter trend trade. Well, it was a counter trend, but I was like maybe it could be a reversal. But yeah, so I ended up getting out of this trade at 25 pips. Good trade. All right. GJ, when I got to the chart this morning, I also marked up GJ for you guys, but like I said, I did some dumb shit and didn't get. So I had this zone marked up as a demand. Um we had already broke these highs right here. These were highs being broken, you know what I'm saying? And then I was a little bit cautious because this was an hourly zone right here, that this high. But I'm like, I was willing to take the chance if I would have gotten in, but I was just too late on like when I got to the chart. But basically, you could have entered like right here and then put your stop loss either here or really underneath here because the zone is very small. When the zone is very small, I don't necessarily put it like I don't hug it. I usually will put it underneath the zone. You could have gotten in somewhere in here or even aggressive. If you would have gotten in more aggressive, you could have, and then you would have gotten like 45 pips. I think, yeah, about 45 pips before we started breaking down. You could have taken profit, whatever. Um, if you look on the hourly, um, the the place where I was willing to hold was to this area right here, just because we have the wick rejections. I'm pretty sure this is just grabbing liquidity to come back down. Maybe we're gonna get like a little retest and then it'll push up or something, but we don't really know what price is gonna do. So it could even come all the way back down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's that on NAS now. NAS, when I came to chart, like we're in an uptrend. You see, you see that we're in an uptrend, and we're getting a strong push down. But basically, when I came to the chart, I had these two demand zones marked up, one right here, and then the second one right here. Okay, so like, and I know the price is dropping right now, but like you would have won this trade if you know what I'm saying. So basically, I actually missed this entry. I wanted to enter this, but I was paying attention to GU and I was trying to talk to you guys basically. I ended up missing that entry. Um, but you could have gotten in somewhere around here, stop loss here, and then you would have, you feel me, ate up off of that. So the first target would have been this area, and then we started to break above and then retest, and I'm like, okay, like if you were still in the trade at that point, you could have waited till 9:30 open. You could have had a trailing stop either right here or like right here. This was the 9:30 open candle, or no, I think this was the 9:30 open, right here. Yeah, this was the 9:30 open candle. Usually with NAS, when 9:30 opens, you get strong pushes and things like that. So you got a strong push up, rejection, push back up. I expected price to continue up. But like when I looked on the hourly, I'm like, okay, the two zones where I see price potentially going is here, which it barely like missed, or like this area, somewhere in here. So yeah, it barely missed that zone, but like it didn't get there. So like you could have taken your profit up here, or you're like you could have had a trailing stop, whatever you want to do. Right now, you're still in a demand zone. This is one of the demands I've marked up. So if price continues to reject off of this area, like you could literally get an entry right now. I'm not gonna take it just because like I'm done for the day. But like this wouldn't be a bad entry to continue up and maybe hit those areas I was talking about. Let me see what the 4 hour looks like. Yeah, but yeah, you could still get in. If it decides it wants to break below here, then it'll come down. But um you could wait for confirmation, which would be if the confirmation would be like if this candle closes like this. Hold on, I'm gonna have to fix this real quick. All right, never mind. I might have to go do that. Basically, like let's say this candle closed like this. Once price breaks that high, you would take that up. You can take that up to there or like one of those areas. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So that was NAS. You could have ate up off of NAS this morning before the 9:30 open. And then gold, what I had marked up for gold. Gold is still pushing. I didn't get into this trade. Um, I had just marked it up. Because like I said, I don't necessarily always take every single trade. I wanted to get into the NAS trade, but I missed it. And then gold, I kind of was just like it is what it is. Like if it hits, it hits. I would like if I would have taken this trade, it would have been a good trade. Don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? But let me remark this up. So basically, I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, number one, I was kind of thinking, I'm like, all right, what are other traders thinking? So I know some traders have this marked up. You know what I'm saying? I know some traders are probably slow trend line traders and have these channels marked up. So I'm like, okay, I saw this little break, and then we had a retest of this area right here. I'm like, okay, that's number one. Okay. Then on top of that, I see this. I'm like, okay, this looks like a double top. Some people are probably getting in off the break of this. Now my confirmation entry was the supply zone. You got, well, actually it was right here. This would have been like the high probabilities supply zone. Okay. So when I was looking at this trade, um, I had pulled it up and we were down here at the moment. And so like this would have been the entry because I'm like, okay, like even though it's a little bit of a late entry, that's still a good entry. Or like ideally you would have had wanted to get in here, but like I said, it was a little bit late. So I'm like, okay, that would be where you enter. As far as targets, I'm like, okay, we could probably come grab this liquidity, whatever, and that would be a little 1-to-1, 30 pips. That's cool. But when you look on the hour, I'm like, okay, we got a lot of liquidity in this area. You see all these wicks right here? What price tends to do sometimes is take all this liquidity out, take all these stop losses and trade it up, grabbing money. Like there's money down here that like people have, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, price might just come down here, take these traders out before pushing up, or like if it wants to, it'll continue down, you know what I'm saying? But that's just what I expect. So that's why, so like if you wanted to aim for targets past here, this would have been the area to start taking profits. Or you could try to let it run, but me personally, I wasn't gonna let it run past here. This was the trade that I was thinking about taking. Well, that I marked up. I wasn't really thinking about trading it because I was already in heavy with GU, and I was trying to just monitor what was going on with GU. And like I said, um, I ended up getting stopped out about 25 pips, which is okay. I'm not tripping about it, but this would have been a really good trade. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So with that being said, like I said, my bad for missing for recording myself instead of the damn screen. You know what I mean? I wish I could have given you guys the live trade, like the actual like live trading, like how I'm thinking and everything, like at that specific moment. But I was recording myself. But yeah, so like one thing I want to say when it comes to trading, a lot of people are like, oh, like you know how to trade, like you're so smart, bro. You don't gotta be smart for this, bro. Like you just gotta keep your emotions in check. That's number one. And then number two, you gotta understand that every trade is 50-50, you know what I'm saying? So like um you might think you know everything, but you don't. You never know what a trade is actually gonna do. So like let's say you flip a coin a bunch of times, right? You flip a coin um 100 times or whatever. You have a 50-50 chance each time, you know what I'm saying? So each time you go 50-50 or whatever, you could end up with 70 times where you have heads and 30 times where you have tails. But you don't know which one of those is going to be in the 70 and which is going to be in the 30. So with that being said, use your strategy to your advantage and keep your strategy. Okay? So like because that could set you apart. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta make sure that you understand your strategy, understand what's going on. Like if you wanna tap in and understand how I trade, cool. Subscribe. You know what I'm saying? But if not, then you don't have to. You can learn from somebody else. I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm just here to help y'all. But yeah. So like I said, just understand that you gotta just let the trade rock. You know what I'm saying? Like let it do what it do because you never know which trade is actually gonna hit and which one is not gonna hit. We just have our strategies and confirmations for figuring out what the trade could do. You know what I'm saying? And everything is a probability game. It's like potentials. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm out of here. It was a pretty good trading day. Um, a lot of money to be made today. A lot of money to be made today. It was a very good trading day. So yeah. With that being said, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day.